Well, I can't say that I'm surprised. The fight ain't happening. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Link in the description. You guys should see it on the screen. It says, DeBella, who is George Kambosos' promoter. Kambosos moved on from the Devin Haney fight, made Hearn an offer, but the counter offer was preposterous. DeBella couldn't believe what he was reading on Friday. George Kambosos' promoter took exception to Eddie Hearn's contention in the article, aggregated blah, 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 in a recent interview by DAZN boxing show, that DeBella never made him an offer for the Kambosos Devin Haney fight in Australia. DeBella said that he did make an offer for Haney to go over and fight in Australia. DeBella won't indulge the details of his offer or Hearn's counter offer, but he deemed Hearn's offer insulting, preposterous, and ridiculous. Kambosos, he's not working with DAZN. Let's get to some of the quotes. Link will be in the description so you guys can read it for yourself. DeBella says, and I quote, "I made the offer first to DAZN because Eddie Hearn has nothing to do with my fighter, despite the fact that since before the fight with Teofimo Lopez, he was trying to confuse people and act like he did." So he's saying that George Kambosos is my fighter, even though he did business on DAZN. That was because of the Triller default, and this is my fighter, but Eddie Hearn tried to make it look like, you know, he was his fighter. But I made him an offer over a month ago. Within an hour of one another, I made the offer to DAZN and Eddie Hearn, both of them. DAZN told me that Eddie Hearn would counter that offer. Eddie countered that offer January 28th. With something that was beyond insulting, but I'm not gonna talk about the details of our discussions because I don't believe in negotiating in the press, and I'm not going to engage in this back and forth with someone who is just bold-faced lying. Wow. I made a very fair offer to Eddie Hearn and it was countered with something ridiculous. So we've moved on, okay? And by the way, there's a lot of concern in Australia, even though Bill and Devin keep saying they'll do whatever it takes. They've made it very clear they're not yet vaccinated. Oh, I don't know about that because I don't know. Sports Illustrated says something else. There's about to be a law put into effect potentially in Australia where you must be boosted, not only fully vaccinated, but boosted to go to an event. So I mean, the reality is I made an offer weeks and weeks ago. It was countered with something that was not only an unfair response, it was preposterous. Eddie Hearn is going around saying he never received an offer from us when the people who he does business with at DAZN, who are his benefactors, 100% know that he is not telling the truth. If I didn't see the article in writing, I would have kept my mouth shut, but Eddie Hearn is lying all over the place and I've had enough of it. I'm tired of all that happy BS. And you can quote that, "I'm tired of all the happy BS." Wow. So disappointing news. Clearly, as I said in yesterday's video, something is fishy. This is now carried on to the fighters. So here's the thing, you know, behind the scenes, I don't know what's going on. I'm not privy to whatever they discuss, but it's just more BS for the fans. And this is why boxing has such a hard time gaining new lifelong fans, because you don't necessarily get what you want to see when you want to see it. It's that simple. This is some of the back and forth. Devin Haney, of course, he's saying that George Kambosos is a duck in reading this news or commenting. It says Kambosos promoter DeBella has declared they have now moved on from the Devin Haney fight. DeBella said he initially made an offer to Eddie Hearn and the counter was insulting and ridiculous. So many layers to this. Somebody is clearly lying to the public, because at the end of the day, there's too many stories and none of them actually those puzzle pieces don't connect. So everybody can't be telling the truth, right? George Kambosos, he responded by saying, everybody supposedly ducks feather-fisted Devin Haney, crying emoji, thumbs up, because Devin Haney said he's a duck. So he said everyone ducks feather-fisted. Now, you know, I like George Kambosos, but I gotta pump the brakes real quick and give my truest thoughts. George Kambosos, just how he's been acting is eerily reminiscent to me, to Teofimo. And like, you know, just really his personality almost has changed because he had that marquee fight with Teofimo, and I guess because he got the belts. And I don't know, maybe it's just such a crazy feeling. Everybody's bound to change. I don't know, but like comments like this, this is, to me, it's no good, because here's the thing. DeBella today is saying we've moved on. Yesterday, Eddie Hearn had an interview, and it was picked up on ESPN Ringside, and this is what I talked about in my yesterday's video. And in that interview, Eddie Hearn says we sent him a counter offer, right? George Kambosos was saying something in the comment section about Chinese whispers and it's a mad game. And he also said that it's either Lomachenko or Haney. But then the very next day, your promoter says, we're not even dealing with Haney, we moved on. So again, this looks bad. You know, the whole situation looks bad. And then if you analyze what's being said, he says everybody supposedly ducks feather-fisted. It's like people need to get new material. Like, boxing is the sweet science, the art of hit and don't get hit. It's not just about power, because a lot of them guys that have power and no defense and they don't work on their overall game, their window in boxing and their foray in boxing is a lot shorter lived. Like, you don't really hear about Brandon Rios, fun fighter to watch, but you know, it's hard to have longevity with that style. Beyond that, ego fun fact, Devin Haney has a higher KO percentage than George Kambosos. So it's just kind of ironic that he's saying that. Devin Haney, and keep in mind, Devin Haney has more fights. Devin Haney has more fights than Kambosos. He has 27 bouts, and his knockout percentage is 55.5, you know, 55%. Kambosos has 7 less fights at 20 bouts, and his KO percentage is 50%, you know, and you're calling them feather-fisted. And Devin Haney's career started 2 years after Kambosos. In 2015, Devin's career started. Kambosos started in 2013. So, I mean, just to be out there and say, oh, Devin Haney has no, you know, pillow fist and feather fisted. I mean, it's cool for a couple gags, but is that really the truth when, again, he has 7 more fights than you? And it's not like you have this crazy, crazy, immaculate resume, you know, like Floyd Mayweather or Cotto or something. And so that's not far apart, and you're calling him feather fisted, and he has a higher knockout ratio. So that's just a fact. Devin responded saying, everyone doesn't loses though. I don't know what that meant. And then Kambosos fired back, because the best are fighting the best. Kambosos, Lopez, Loma. Why not accept lose offer then? Then we got to fight. Or you rather counter offer, lowball, than lie and make it out like we don't want to splatter your face across the ring. Come back to me when you are serious, mate. And Devin Haney says, your promoter never sent an offer. Dumb ASS. My promoter was the only one. So clearly somebody is being lied to in this equation. I want you guys in the comment section to let me know who's being lied to, because two conflicting stories that are insanely far apart, and they're saying different things. It's like what you see with rappers or something. Like rapper A has a confrontation with rapper B, and then rapper B is saying, I knocked out rapper A, and then rapper A is like, hey, I didn't get knocked out. These stories are too far apart for both of them to be true. Either you were A, knocked out, rapper A got knocked out, and rapper B is telling the truth, or rapper B is lying, and maybe there was a scuffle and he says the person was knocked out and the person wasn't really knocked out. But they can't both be true. Either you're conscious or you're not conscious. You dig what I'm saying? And that's kind of the same situation. Devin Haney is saying, my promoter sent a counter offer, or it says your promoter, excuse me. He says, See, I don't know. Okay, so it's already confusing. He's saying your promoter never sent an offer, but then in this article it says that Eddie Hearn's counter offer was preposterous. So you can't have a counter offer if there was no initial offer. That doesn't even make sense. So according to Devin Haney's side, they're saying Eddie Hearn was the only one that sent an offer. But in this article, link in the description, Lou DeBella says, I sent them an offer. And then on the January 28th or whatever, they countered my offer. Again, it's impossible to have a counter. It's like a counter punch. What is a counter punch? Somebody makes a play or an attempt or makes a motion towards you, boom, you hit them with a hook, you know, that's a counter. But if they didn't make that move or motion, then there's nothing to counter. You see what I'm saying? If nobody's throwing punches, that's not, you know, it's not a counter. You have to initiate offense. So these stories are very far apart. Devin Haney saying your promoter never sent an offer. Lou DeBella is saying something totally different. And Lou DeBella in his article is saying Eddie Hearn is lying and he's tired of it, so he had to take a stand. But, you know, either way, no matter what, it doesn't look like the fight is happening. So it's very unfortunate. This would have been clarification to Undisputed, a long discussed and debated situation. People told Devin Haney to step up, fight top 10 people, and he did. He fought Joseph Jojo Diaz after Javier Fortuna. That's a top-rated guy. He fought Jorge Linares, former champion. Diaz, you know, and he's still in the same predicament. It's eerily similar to Devin Haney when he was calling out Teofimo, if we're being honest. It's the same kind of situation. So people, it's the blame game, but nonetheless, doesn't look like the fight's happening next. We'll see what happens next. Let me know whose fault it is in your view in the comment section. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Also subscribe, because you know I'm dropping the illest content all 2022. Y'all know that. So smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.